It's recording now because I did press record. So I'm making sure everything is straight and everything.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to the Sterling Experience. Let's see how this go, y'all. This is definitely an experience. He's scared.
It's been a while. I scared you. Yeah, she like that, yeah. All right, and look, it's been a while. I've been out the loop for a little bit, but man, we back in action with my partner here. You want to introduce yourself,
Well, not necessarily, but I'm Randy.
Randy? Bye, Randy. Anyway, enough introduction. Y'all mind your business. When you get an IG, Instagram, and stuff, I'll put it somewhere so y'all can follow and say hi.
No, I wouldn't.
Never. Ooh.
I'm not.
Not that type of.
No, this is a lot.
Yeah, it is a lot. It's a bit much, but it's gonna be okay. We're just gonna crawl right through it. So look, y'all, we here today, and Miss Brittany J needs some help, and so we need help from Lil Randizzle to get some questions answered by Brittany J. Y'all ready? Boom. There we go. Can I ask y'all some serious questions? Yes, you may. Why y'all? Oh, she using that word, y'all. See, now y'all is a word, 18th century. It got real popular around the 19th century. It's a conjunction between like you and all. So we know one thing about Brittany J. She's from the South. Got a little history. Got a history lesson. Why y'all be saying y'all want a man that cooks and cleans, but you won't buy your son a play kitchen and play broom? She out the gate with some heat.
I wholeheartedly do not like the question,
Yeah.
only because I honestly just don't like the question. But I do understand what she's saying. But I feel, thank you, Sterling, for bringing me in closer. Sterling.
Can't nobody to see you.
You can't see me. Okay, so I just honestly don't like the question. Not that I'm against what she is asking, but I just don't like the question. But I do feel like there's nothing wrong with a man cooking or cleaning. I think that's just basically what you're supposed to teach your son because it's a lot of what if in life, but you should also just teach them that just for success, just for successful purposes. Like, why would you not want them to cook? Why would you not want them to clean?
Yeah.
You don't want. I'm not saying that you wouldn't need anybody, but you would want them to be self-sufficient. So I think there's nothing wrong with it. Now, when you're talking about buying play kitchens, well, I don't think there's a play kitchen designed for a boy. Not saying that it wouldn't be in the future, or probably is some now. I don't know, but I don't think there is. Now, as far as the what she said, broom, there is kids brooms that are unisex, and you can buy that. I mean, of course, I have bought one for my nephew, and he used it to hit other people with. So I'm not saying that you could not buy.
Use a broom.
Exactly, he used a broom. He got a pot in a pan from Target. It's made of stainless steel, so you can wash it. So I mean, he doesn't use it as I guess a girl would have. They play with it. He uses it for more so of his drums because he has a drum set as well. So he uses it to pretty much make noise and hit people with it. So he uses it as a weapon more than anything. But there's no here nor there. So I don't think that there's nothing wrong with buying these things because, of course, you want to teach your children how to be able to maintain their living situation or living quarters, if you will.
Yeah.
And to maintain them, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's nothing wrong with cleaning and cooking because, I mean, you can't always buy food. I mean, you can, but it's nothing wrong with making your own eggs. There's nothing wrong with teaching your son how to make a bed and stuff like that. So I don't think there's nothing wrong. I just really just don't like the question.
Yeah. The question, she put
And
a
I
serious
think
one out there.
maybe people, she said, why y'all saying y'all want a man to cook and clean, but won't? I don't know. I just feel like, I don't know, but I don't like the question. But I think there's nothing wrong with, I don't know about the toys part.
Yeah.
But there's nothing wrong with teaching a man or a young boy. Well, you couldn't teach a man. Well, you could,
Yeah,
yes, because some men really don't know. But there's nothing wrong with teaching a young growing boy that will be a man in the future how to cook or clean. There's nothing wrong with that. Now, if you, as a parent or aunt or uncle or whomever caregiver decides to buy your son or a boy, a little boy, kitchen utensils. I don't know if they sell that. I don't think I would buy that for my nephew. But although he did have like a little spatula, a little wood spatula. When I say he took the pan and popped my mama head, she got a whole knot. So
okay,
just purchase it.
Okay.
And if you do want to purchase that, cool. If you do want to buy them a broom, cool. Now, do my nephew tries to put the mop because his mouth looks real inside real water, toilet water. Hey, that's cool. Whatever, do your thing, son. But there's nothing wrong with having those toys and them to understand, because when they get bigger, they'll understand what it's used for anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. I do agree with them points. Having a son, I would. Well,
You
I
actually have one. So
yeah, I actually
those toys.
no, I buy him toys. He's not into cooking and cleaning unless I make him. He more eats the food. Every time I try to make him clean, he runs. So, with that being said,
Sterling son may need the damn toys.
yeah. Yeah.
But
He gonna do it.
we recognize himself. But
When he get to the age where he can fully hold one, we slowly teach him stuff like that. But his interest is definitely elsewhere right now.
it's also just more of the story. Train them up the way they should go. So
Yeah, when they get older, they won't depart. Look at that.
They won't. Yeah. So.
I'm telling you, think they need some more of this ism? Let's get that next question going.
I'm scared.
Don't be scared. Don't be. It's going all right. We can always edit it out. Why would I say that on video while we recording?
No, we would edit it out.
Yeah, I'm edit it out. Why y'all be? Oh, okay. Why do you want boys to understand girl bodies and the power of no, but you don't let them play with dolls?
That question, she has a lot of loaded questions, and I very controversial perspectives that I don't know if I really just rolled them out there freely, but I will say,
a doll though.
I wouldn't buy my nephew. Okay, so this may sound crazy for me because I have bought him a patent pan, but that's unisex, that's toys.
Yeah.
And so I feel like, okay, so say for example, I have been told that some boys have gathered and played with girl dolls. Now they may not know what exactly was going on with this doll, but they playing with it like it's a damn Power Ranger.
You can say.
But however, I don't supply girl toys to my nephew.
And for good reason. I definitely understand.
I don't. But now, so for example, if he did grab a baby doll, or whatever the case may be, I will have to see where is he going with his mind, because you also have to understand kids imitate what they see. So if they did see a girl baby doll or a Power Ranger, you got to see what they trying to do with these, and then what are they asking for.
Yeah. You know what? To piggyback off that, because I got a hold to how they used to have when we was growing up, Mr. Ken and Barbie.
Oh yeah, well I was thinking about Mr. Potato Head and Miss Potato Head.
Yeah, that's the same thing. When I got a hold of two dolls of the opposite sex, I had the things doing some things, and I didn't want my
And see, but that means that you're imitating things that you've seen when you had the toy. So
in on my purse a couple times, yeah.
So exactly. So when it says why you don't want boys to understand girl bodies, it's just that at a certain, it's dependent. Like I feel like all these questions are for certain ages. So as you as a parent or a guardian, however you see yourself see fit, then you go into further explaining these things. Like I said, I wouldn't just go out here and give my nephews or anything a girl toy.
Yeah.
But whatever they're asking for, whatever they're around, or whatever they see, and then we can conversate and see where this is going. Because kids, they understand.
They do
to a certain degree. But just because you feel like they understand doesn't mean that you need to take them above their grade level. Like, let's not do that.
Yeah, let's not do that.
And so when you say understand girl bodies, I don't think, what age are you referring to? And then also, they really
power no. Like if you have to tell your son, don't
power no early though.
Yeah, like if you have to tell your son, don't bounce on people, you got some other issues to worry about. Like, gosh, and you know what? Society reminds us all day. You treat a woman like this, be a gentleman, hold the door open.
And I feel
pay all her bills. No, I'm just
going. See, you going all give a man.
That man sound hurt.
But when the power saying no, I think kids already understand no. Like, well, certain kids understand the power of no. Like when you tell them no, don't do this, no, and with the sternness of a voice, I will say no. They understand no. I just think I would like to know the age, because, like, say for example, if you think that your kids are, or your kids, well, kids shouldn't be rubbing knees. What I like to say is, but say for example, if they were like. Whenever you have health class, I don't really remember. I think I did that in the 7th grade. So say if you have them in 7th grade and then the child's body is starting to change, then that's when you start implementing, like, okay, you need to understand. Okay, say if you had a boy, let me go back a little bit. If you have a boy because everybody development is different. I think that's when you start having those conversation about understanding the power of no. Then when it says understanding girl boys to understand girl bodies, I don't think they need to understand it until what you like to call it? We're gonna say rub knees. When it's
Yeah,
time to
when
rub
rubbing
knees.
it, rub
If that's
knees.
if you, that's up to the parent. I think the parent should be the guide. Like these two questions that we answered, the parents are the guides to explain to their kids, especially boys, where their mind should where their mind should be, because you can see where your kid's mind should be and you should be able to meet them, and then you should be able to judge, okay, this is the time for me to explain to him the power of no. But because they already should understand no, as you have taught them and trained them through life until you met to this point, then you could be able to say, okay, now no in this matter means this, and then understand. And then I think even still, like, to understand a girl's body first, the boy needs to understand his body. Then we can move on to the second part to understand the girl body. But I think that's still, because some grown people still don't understand their own bodies.
No.
So then you would want them to be, further educated according to you and what you feel like they need to know.
Yeah, there we go. I like that. And so no rubbing knees, no honey jousting, no diving in butter buckets, none of that, kids.
Exactly. And protect their eyes from seeing things they only need to see at a young age, because, that would terrify us all.
Okay, here we go. Oh, she let's kick it up a notch. Why y'all be spending all your paycheck on Ralph Lauren? It makes some pretty good stuff. Time for it. I got some time for it on right now. And Michael Kors, but you won't buy your son a sewing machine.
Okay, so
Brittany J got some questions today.
I think she's really gauging this at the way at parenting.
Yeah,
she's questioning parenting, but from a very loaded question. This is two different, a lot of different perspectives. Again, like I said, okay, so buy them a sewing machine. I think again, depends on what your child is into. There's nothing wrong with a man learning how to hem his own pants.
Yeah.
Or sew a button back on his shirt.
That's an art. That's an art.
But I don't think that all men need to learn how to do that, because everybody's like a jack of all trades. So, like, say for example, if a man know how to change tires, change a flat. Some boys, or in certain generations, man, I know how to change a tire. You know what I mean? That doesn't make them less of a man, or that they need to be equipped with this skill. So, like, sewing.
Oh, you think that? Oh, wow, that's what.
Because some people really don't know. Some boys don't really know shit.
No, they don't, and that's true. I was going to ask you a question to piggyback off that.
Okay, what you got?
Because I might forget. So I heard my brother was talking about it. So if a man like not good with his hands, is he considered like thrown away by society? Like if he don't know how to change tire, he don't know how to do a plumbing, he don't know how to screw a doorknob on. It's like. It's like this dude was like used to this.
And so by the older men, in life, like let's say like 50s, 60s, 40s, 30s. We don't know about y'all, but everybody up there, everybody's not mechanically inclined, and that's another thing. Like for me to be a girl, my father likes to bond with me. So I know how to change a tire. That doesn't mean that I'm gonna go out there and change somebody else's tires. I know how to bleed brakes.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do that on my own car.
Brakes.
You know what I'm saying? Like my dad, he'll just like help me, show me which tool to use, and he'll, we'll do it together. Obviously, I'm little. If y'all can see me on the camera, I'm very little. I weigh 109 pounds. So therefore, I will not be out here being a Larry on my back trying to pump up the jack to get the car going. Now, I do know that all people are, like I said, it's not mechanically inclined because they was not raised like that. They was not around them type of people, or they just not good with their hands. And I think even being able to use technology, that's kind of mechanical a little bit, just to a certain degree, because you got to learn how to put that together. So I do not.
Yeah, I'm like,
my God, Sterlo, you did your thing. So I don't. So when it comes down to things like that, I just think that it's just people niches. Now, say for example, to go with that question, if I did date a man that is not handy, I need you to be able to provide the funds to fix this right here. So now if you lack both, you don't have the means and you do not know how to fix. Now you are completely 100% worthless because you don't even know the tools to get
you got to have knowledge, know-how, or the resources to do it.
Exactly. You got to have the will, like they said, the will or the skill. So a boy learning how to sew is nothing wrong with, because they used to have homemade class. So that was required back in the day for a man to at least know how to cuff the pants, sew it in a little bit. You had wood shop class and all those things. Or just, you know what I'm saying? Or like I said, going back to the sewing, putting on a little button. when you said the button gonna be perfect, maybe a little cricket.
Maybe, yeah.
But it's the button. So with that being said, so if the boy does not show interest in which generation are you talking about? So if you're talking about my generation, I know boys do not want a sewing machine.
No.
And I know for a fact they don't know how to sew or do anything of that type of thing. Barely may know how to change a tire, but I will hope they know how to make change a tire, because it's like, come on, fam cake.
Change some tires.
I mean, we all do have fancy cars now.
Yeah,
what's the lock plug nut thingy? Well, you know what I'm saying? You got to get the right to it, pull it off.
Yeah.
However, I just would hope. I would hope that people still not do that. So I compare changing tires and all that to sewing machine, because everybody won't know how to do these things. That everybody doesn't want to know. But she's saying, why we won't buy it? Because you know what your child interest is.
Yeah.
And so that's all I'm saying is, so going back down to being mechanically inclined, sewing is for somebody who I would put that in a category mechanically. You kind of you got to know how to put that thread in there, right? You got to know how to feed it through that machine. Yes. So if your child does not express that to you, that they're into that, and there's nothing wrong. Like, it's a lot of men out here that sew clothes. There's nothing wrong with that. That doesn't mean that they are we don't even have to worry about their sexual preference. It's just that all men do not know how to do that. There's nothing wrong. Now, if your child tells you, boy or girl, say, hey, I'm interested in this, there's nothing wrong with giving them the tools. Like, you should gas your own kids.
Yeah.
So if your child come to you and say that they want to sew, why would you look down upon it? They may just want to make bow ties. They may just want to make their own denim line. Exactly. We're not even going down to the thing of sexual preference. So I think that these questions are kind of geared to, I guess, an older ilk of men, or a mindset of a person that thinking that things are just only for girls, and they really are not.
You know what? That you brought up some strong points. Do you think too, with the Michael Kors time for spending whole checks, you should put some balance in there for your child? Like, at certain times you can get this or don't get this, or the importance of name brand versus name brand. You think that's where she's going at? Like, hey, look,
I don't think that's where she's going. But
you don't think that's where she? Okay,
no, I don't.
Yeah, I thought so. Like, hold on, she probably is talking about, like, man, you make some time for it. Be the next Ralph Lauren. Be the next.
But that's again Sterling Stewart. But that is only if you want to do that. It's only if your child is interested in those things, whether boy or girl. Like, all kids are not interested in those things. Just like, just being mechanically inclined is not for everybody.
Yes.
In this day and age, people are not technical. They don't do technical things with their hands. Yes. That's part of being mechanically inclined. I probably need the definition, the true definition of mechanically inclined, because I'm putting a lot of things up on there, like sewing, wood shop. I mean, I'm not saying that wood shop is different, but it's just, you have to deal with your hands. You have to learn how to put
yeah. All right.
Wait, I might look it up real quick.
Okay, we're looking up mechanically inclined.
What will we put that in it? Mechanically.
No. Mechanically inclined. Because I'd rather just pay somebody to bust that.
So do you know how to change? Okay.
Do I know how to change? I know how to change a few things.
Okay, so mechanically inclined. Already know. Mechanically inclined people are able to intuitively see how things work. Good with tools and machinery that are able to fix things, and are often able to take unfamiliar items apart. So sewing to me is, I will put again,
under that, dealing with mechanic. Oh, okay.
So you need to be able to see this thing before we even put it together.
You got to see this thing and do this thing.
So again, knowing your child and knowing if they can see that thing through.
Yeah,
put that through that machine. Put them needles together. Now, if my son can't do it, oh my God, I'm gonna buy it for you, child.
There we go. He gonna make it.
Right on. So there's nothing wrong with spending your money on what you want to spend it on. So I think, going back to our question, sales, because I'm saying a lot of different things in different areas. So it says, why y'all be spending all your paycheck on Ralph Lauren, Tom Ford, and Michael Kors, but won't buy your son a sewing machine? Again, it's nothing wrong with what you want to spend your money on for your children. You just got to know your child and don't compete with society.
Do not keep up with the Joneses. I've never seen the Joneses day in my life. They all the way ahead of me.
Exactly. So yeah. So just know your children.
No.
All three of these questions we just touched. Know your child and know how to gauge where they need to be and where they say they are.
And keep that boy away from them dolls so they won't do no things with them.
Now, if your sons are out there playing with them dolls and doing what Sterling said he was doing, then that's when you had that conversation a little early. You intervene a little early. Sometimes parents got to know when to intervene. Intervene a little early and say, hey, you know, what are you doing?
What time your son showers too?
All that good stuff. You know, he's gonna take control.
They know we having fun, and we appreciate some feedback too. You got some answers to these questions? Put it in the comments below. Okay, now here we go. And stop trying to read the questions earlier than we get to them too. Stop trying to do that. Okay, why y'all be out here falling over yourself at Chris Brown's tired day? Oh yeah, that's oh. Moves, but your son can't be in dance class. I can't even take it to wall to wall no more. Chris Brown, I like the way he dances.
Okay.
You can't take my son to dance class. I'm a little biased on this one.
Chris Brown?
Well, Chris Brown, the homie, we was chilling yesterday, but my brother, he dances, so I enjoyed Stefan. My youngest.
Okay.
Yeah, he be out there.
Antonio, because I need to see. I'm always on crack jokes, son.
Yeah, you gotta get it.
Me.
Yeah, like it's like I'm in dance class. It'd be like
you should be able to be in dance class because I am a person that can't dance, so I'm not gonna really give too much insight on this. I can't dance. I don't have that much rhythm.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to put your children in dance class, do your thing.
Is that a thing though? A lot of parents don't put their kids in dance class. Maybe I just grew up in a household where because my brother's dances and he been.
I feel like really honestly, like I said, these questions are mirroring each other, and it's really freedom of expression. Like being engaged with your kids and knowing where they need to be and where they say that they are and what they're adapting to. It's just really being in tune. So I feel like there's nothing wrong if you want to expose your children to classical dancing, hip hop dancing,
ballerina
dancing, like all the
footwork. Yeah,
exactly, and it can help them in sports. It can help them in many things. But if you have a limited mind, you won't be able to see the outcome. Like I said,
like, oh, it's feminine, is this and that.
Exactly. No, so like I said, like having a sewing machine, that wouldn't be considered feminine to me.
Yeah.
Because my child may be the great, you know what I'm saying, Virgil that was that created Louis Vuitton. You never know who your child can be. You know what I mean? Or it's a lot of designers out there that are of minorities, and whether they're sexual preference or not, you never know what these certain things can take them.
Yeah.
So being a part of dancing, of course, Chris Brown, look at him. He probably plays basketball. It's nothing wrong with.
He got hands. I heard he good at acrobatics.
Exactly. So just because you know how to dance doesn't mean that you're less of a person. Or just because, you know what I'm saying, hey, just being in tune. So I think dancing is cool. If you want to put your child in dance class, cool, great. Yeah. I think there's nothing wrong.
He's a different stroke for different. Like Jean-Claude Van Damme, I think he took ballerina, but look at him. He could hit splits. He could kick your temple off. He do all sorts.
Or like my boy Carlton off of Will Smith. You know what I'm saying? He dance. He love to dance.
And he got more money than me. So yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or we could be talking about what's that TV show that came out? Living Color. All those dancers that was on there that made it, famous.
Them people could dance too, and they could fight.
Exactly. So you could just be a jack of all trades. Just knowing, I think it's always more than one way to skin a cat.
Okay, cool.
And kids do go through phases. So if they want to dance today, I want to be a crumb dancer today. They may want to sew and make a shirt tomorrow.
Yeah.
Tomorrow they may want to be that mechanic that we've been talking about. And then the next thing you never know, they may want to play with Legos. And the next thing you know, they may want to build a computer. And then the next thing you know, it's just whatever they want to do. We about that life. They may want to make the new pots and pans set. They may feel like they understand the new stainless steel or whatever. So it's all good. It's all good. Especially if it's their boy. They may be just that creative. You know what I'm saying? Tyler the creator. You know what I'm saying? He make his own clothes.
It's in his name. Yeah, it's in his name.
You know what I'm saying?
They may be creative. Jafwet shirts.
You know what I'm saying? But for Big Star though.
Jafwet.
We see what he wants to do. Exactly. So he would have been the kid again with the dolls. He's the kid with the dolls, guys.
He's the kid with the dolls.
And so we got to watch him. So his mom should talk to him early. Intervene.
Tell him, stop that boy, slow him down. Over there jousting the honey holes. All right. Ooh, here we go. Why y'all be... Oh, I'm reading out. Why y'all tell your sons to stop crying and be a man, but will beg a 30-plus-year-old man to be more sensitive?
Now we get into the meat. My girl. I think these were leading questions. Now he put his hood on because he really should do this one first because he has more of a perspective on this than I do because and I keep putting emphasis on he talks about this all the time in his own personal life. And he talks about this at work with our other coworkers. And he is definitely, I know you're going to be tired of me saying he, but he is definitely going to be able to elaborate. So for someone like me, I do feel like, I guess when we're talking about kids, I guess so Miss Brittany was talking about a young boy.
Brittany.
And then bringing a young boy to a grown boy, because this looked like how her questions were going.
Mm-hmm. I like this.
To tell a boy to stop crying. I think for me to have nieces and nephews, I tell them all, stop crying, please. Okay? Because you're being dramatic and you're getting on my nerves.
You don't want to hear it. You don't want to.
Now, some kids do need to cry. I mean, all kids do need to cry and let it out. I think there's nothing wrong with a baby crying if they're really, really hurt. However, Auntie Randy, or as they like to call me, TT, please, please, please stop. Please. That's for both boy and girl.
The high pitch. You know the high pitch sound?
Oh, yeah, where they like this
headphones and everything.
Where they about to fall out. Yeah. And I let my nephew fall out and I walk off because get up off that doggone floor, please.
Get up off that.
But, however, so I feel like there's nothing wrong with boys. I know she asked about boys, so there's nothing wrong with boys crying. It's just that excessive whining. But I think, again, a parent needs to be in tune with their child. You know, when your child is just whining, please stop all this whining. But I think that's for girl and boy. Please stop all this whining because you're whining too much and you're not trying to problem solve. So if you can get your child to understand problem solving skills, and while they're whining and be able to explain to you what the problem is, then we can cut into that, stop all this crying.
Yeah,
but it's just, again, parenting, being in tune with your child. Now, when she make this question, but you want a man to be more sensitive, I think it's just because back then, like I talked about the older men in their 40s and 50s and 60s, learning how to maybe know how to hem a pants, being very, they are the Larrys that I'm talking about, the Heralds, people, you know, outside in the heat, telling, you know what I'm saying, maybe telling the lady of their life, or shoot probably any woman in their life, or shooting even them.
Yes.
I can fix this car, girl. I got this, or I got this. This is my whip. You know what I'm saying? Whatever old people say.
Yeah.
So I think they just came up from that era of not being able to express themselves. And I don't even think it's because of the stop crying as a child. I don't think it's because women told them to stop crying as a child. Or it could be too. But I just think that they just had to grow up with harder exteriors. So when you talk about a man that's in his 30s, if he was raised around them people that had the harder exteriors, that was kept persevering through life, through hardships or whatever the case, then therefore they feel like, how can I be sensitive? But I think that you could choose when you get older, or a little bit older and cognitive of your feelings, then you'll be able to differentiate when you need to be sensitive and when you need to, I guess, protect yourself and persevere through life. And I think there's nothing wrong with a man being sensitive, but I think people beg men to be sensitive and don't understand their background.
Yeah, you know.
Like I said, depending on how that person was raised is why they really feel like they can't be sensitive. But then sometimes you'll say, well, oh, you've been overly sensitive. You've been, well, what do you want me to do? You want me to be overly sensitive or don't be sensitive at all?
Right.
So I just think that you and your partner have to figure that out. Like, you know what I'm saying? And them as a man, they have to figure that out too for themselves. But yeah, I do think that people try to tie all that in together. You want a man to stop crying, and then you want him to be more sensitive. I think people do try to put all that together in one boat. I kind of don't put that all in one boat, but they do affect each other.
They do.
Because I think a 30-year-old should know what's up. Period. And if they don't know what's up, you need to get around some people that's going to be able to tell you what's up. Yeah, and then also listen, take heed to other people. Not saying be emotional. I don't know how to say it. So answer your question. Answer the question, sir. Because what I'm really saying is everybody just got to eventually rise to the occasion. Just rise to the occasion. You're going to figure it out.
Well, and look, and respectfully, yeah, I did enjoy your answer. I think, oh, wow.
Okay, go ahead.
Somebody else? Oh,
no, it should go off again.
Yeah. I think sometimes we ask these questions or ask a man to be more sensitive, and we don't know what we're asking for or how that looks like when it does come.
Exactly. You saying be more or less.
And when it does come out, or you ask your man to be sensitive, or he open up, it's like, I want you to be sensitive, but in these confines, and I want you to deliver it to me how I ask you to deliver it to me. And so yeah, it's a strange
So do
dynamic,
you
but
think that people don't know? So do you think that across the board, people really don't know what they're asking for? Period. When they say it, like,
yeah, yeah,
especially in this topic, you really
yeah.
think that they really just don't know because they never seen what it's gonna look like?
Right, because society tells you one thing, and it's actually something different. And then when you get what it is, it's like, okay, I wanted this guy to be more sensitive. He opened up, but for some reason,
You
it
don't like
makes
his response.
yeah, or it make him look weak, or even if something affects me, right? Like, just say, for instance, you're in a relationship, um, she does something that affects you negatively. Maybe she's snapping at you or something like that, and you act a certain way because she's snapping at you. So you distance yourself and say you can have it. And then she was like, "I want you to open up to me. You know what's going on." And you
Mhm.
open up to her, like, "Man, you snappy, you're moody, you're this, you're that," and it puts the mirror back on her. It's like, man, I want him to open up. I wanted him to be more like this way when he
You
start
wasn't
being
expecting
more
that.
serious. Yeah, it's like, now I got to make adjustments over here. And I think I digressed a little bit, but yeah, asking a man to be more sensitive. Ooh, that's a good one. And so
So wait.
what's
What
up?
do you think about the first part when you say boys should stop crying? Because I feel like I just want kids to not cry.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Do
It
you tie
can
them
be,
together?
huh?
Do you tie those two together?
Uh, it can be, because if you raised to be stone cold, you're going to evolve into even more of a stone cold person. If you're
Do
raised to
you
be
attribute that to how they were raised, or
right. Okay. So check this out. Yeah, 100%. So friends influence, schools, teachings, all that, and parents have. So having a son, I don't teach him not to cry. I teach him when, what, and how to handle it. So he's 2. So yeah, he does cry about certain things. Something gets snatched from him, and I say, "What happened? My sisters took this from me." I'm like, "Okay, well, she took it from you. It's yours. Go get it back." Now I let him deal with it that way. If you're going to cry
so
about it,
you
do something.
equipping him with the skills to be able to speak on
Like,
why he's about to pass out?
yeah, handle it. Like, yeah. And so I don't ever tell them, to each his own with certain things. It's like, hey, use your words. And if you can't use your words, of course, you see what it is. Is try to stop the crying as soon as you can. And so, yeah,
To agree on that. Okay.
yeah, absolutely. So, is it annoying to me? I can understand if it's like 2 o'clock in the morning, they screaming because they want some milk.
But parents have more tolerance for their own kids.
100%.
So I don't have none yet.
No, no, no.
Oh, that's a joke. I'm joking. Yeah, so it'll drive me.
I mean, everybody kids is cute to them. My auntie told me something. God bless her soul. She said, "Raise your kids so somebody will like them besides you," and I wholeheartedly mean.
I do believe that it's true. Want to go
Yes,
out in the real
yes,
world.
yes, yes.
So Sterling, question, not to deviate off your good reason, because I want y'all to see how he answered this question because this is his domain for sure. How long did it take you? Because I'm jumping to the end. How long do
No,
you
you're
feel
good.
like it took you to be able to understand your sensitivity barriers?
I'm still learning. I'm still,
Yes,
man.
ladies and
I'm still, I'm still, I'm
gentlemen.
still.
See how I said sometimes it take you a while to
It
learn
take you
and
a
understand.
Yeah, because some things come and is new and it affects me a little more, and then some things I just don't care about, and then sometimes
Yeah, because some people try to speak on my dog, and I don't be for that because that's not what we were doing. He was just expressing how I didn't like the situation. He doesn't curse. I do.
I get it to curse for me.
You know what I'm saying? So I just think it took you a while to understand your sensitivity. Okay.
Right, yeah, man, yeah. And I found out the older I get, the less patience I have with certain things, and so it's like sometimes the stuff hit
So
quick.
what are we considering to be sensitive? Like, or are we saying like sensitivity? So you say be more sensitive. So are we saying like, do you want your man to be able to express his feelings for you,
Mhm.
express how he would handle a certain situation? If something offend him, are you ready to receive what he has to say about that being offensive?
Yeah, man, you
Is
know
he
what?
emotionally capable or emotionally available
Yeah, and
to,
what
express that?
what does that mean?
What must be more sensitive actually mean? I'm a literal person.
Yeah,
Like, what do we? I'm very literal.
maybe because I was about to say that.
Why?
I
Why
don't.
am I literal? Come on.
This is going. Okay, look.
Because I
See,
want to know how I can get how. Well, I
uh,
don't say this shit, but I mean stuff.
yeah, you can say. Look. Okay. Anything you're missing, you can get. Okay. So let me preface that by what I'm about to say. This might go left, but I think it does help. Let me say this: that how you are, your attitude, and your point of views, and when we communicate, because you had your dad in your life, and I think that makes a big difference. Not saying. Some boy single out there and be like, no, no, no. No, I'm not saying. You can still get it. You can still be good. You can still be good. And just daddies do matter.
Okay, dads do matter. Okay, I am raised. Okay, so let me do a little background about me. So as we answer these questions, I think this last question, because I talked about him, why he needs to answer it, because he talks about this a lot, and he needs to divulge a little more.
Yeah, because I was raised by my dad. Yeah, raised
Okay,
by
so
my dad.
okay. I am raised with both my parents, and my parents been married for whatever. Anywho, and I am my daddy's namesake, so I'm my daddy's baby. You hear me? Okay, so my daddy is from that old school. Like as far as his sons, and his daughters, um, you know, expressing himself. Oh wow. You know what I'm saying? Even though I'm his baby, it took time, but I speak his language and he speaks mine now. And now we're all on the same speaking of the language page. I think when we're talking about when you're raised with a certain family, I mean not certain family, I'm talking about them like they breeds. When you raised with an older generation, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to go back to like slavery, how black people feel like this and that and the third, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. But it does affect the younger generation of how you was, because now you're processing your emotions that way because of however you've seen it to be for all these years, whatever you see around you, whatever people are not giving you or whatever you think people should be giving you. So when he said, you asking me to be more sensitive, but pretty much how does that look? Right. You know what I'm saying? And granted, like I said, I was raised with my father. My daddy's not a man of a lot of words. So I'm a very literal person. So what are you saying?
Yeah, like
and so now that me and my dad talk, now that I'm older, he's older, we're able to bond and understand each other. He's a man of a lot of words now.
Wow. Well, wow, I like that.
He's a man of a lot of words now. You know what I'm saying? And it took time because I think, maturity. Anyway, that's another conversation. But I'm just saying, so being more sensitive, I'm pretty sure my mom probably asked my dad to be, you know what I'm saying? But my dad is a stiff man. These questions you asked up here. My dad is a stiff man. He's a pride man. My dad is a mechanical man. I said, I fix cars. You hear me?
and that's what that's.
My daddy can probably heal. My daddy can heal him some hands. You feel me? He's a self-sufficient man. As my daddy say, you get with that girl, she got a penny, you got a penny. Now y'all got 2 pennies. Y'all put that together and make it work. Right. So again, with being more sensitive, I think it just look different, but depending on the man.
Yeah, it does. You know, this question reminds me of this lady, Sinbad did a stand-up and he like freestyled this little part. I really like it. And the lady said, I want my man to be romantic, more romantic. He said, what does that mean? You want me to fix a door? You want me to hold your hand? So when it comes to certain things, you have to directly tell the man. So be more sensitive. Yeah, no, I would like you to listen to me more, or I would like you to tell me about your day more,
or have feedback.
Or have feedback and things. Yeah, so yeah, I definitely get it. And interesting take. We learned something new about Rendezu, didn't we?
Or you know what? You're right, fam. You're right. You're good on this question. I'm proud of you, dog. I do want him to divulge in a little more, but it's a whole other podcast. So I'm telling you, when we understand Sterling's life, y'all gonna understand why this is called the experience. So I'm just here for a little backup. I don't really. This is a lot for me, but about y'all know.
It's a little lot for you. Okay, we ain't gonna drop your Instagram in the description. We won't do that then.
They won't be able to find the picture. But I will say this though, yeah. Sterling will have to talk about his upbringing on his own. That's gonna send y'all through the roof.
You know what? We all here. We all make it.
But sculpture look on life. Okay, come on, next thing.
Let's get it. Let's get it.
That should have been a bomb right there. Yeah.
Boom. I got this sound.
Yeah, that's where we walk through the Wild Wild West at this point.
Okay.
I didn't pull it out from Lash.
You put on Lash? Oh,
yeah, but I'm lashless.
I could at least do that. Give you a lash for helping me out here.
Oh, Lord.
I think you're worth a lash.
Boom.
Chick Pop. Why y'all spend so much energy making sure your sons don't grow up happy, whatever that means, versus raising a culture Tolerant and respectful individual.
I so knew we were getting here, and I so knew that I don't have an answer.
I'm not
Got
gonna
some
touch this with a 10-foot pole.
Okay.
I'm not gonna touch this with a 10-foot pole. I got a
I just think that we answered this question already. And
Yeah,
I think
we
that
answered
you
it.
should just be in tune with your child and raise them, train them up the way that they should go, and then
Yeah.
more will prevail. Not to sound so spiritual and righteous, but because it's not that. It's just that whatever you believe in, or whatever way you which in whatever you believe in a way you wish to teach your kids, go right for it.
Go for it. Go for it.
I said go right for it. Go for it though.
No, you go right for it. That's
Like you should
it's
run towards it. So if your kid want to so. If your kid want to dance.
Dance.
If your kid want to do what they do, let them do what they do, because that's their freedom of expression. I'm definitely big on freedom of expression, as I think sometimes different generations don't understand freedom of expression, especially like right now.
We don't.
We are definitely in the place of freedom of expression, child. And I feel like if you don't understand that, I think that, I just think people don't really understand freedom of expression. That's to be whatever you want it to be and do whatever you want to do and however you see fit. Not saying, and as long as it don't harm anyone or harm yourself, I feel like there's nothing wrong with showing up in your true form. And sometimes I think that take forever.
It does. It does. You know what? And I can understand about the freedom of expression and let your kids be. What's up?
No, I just think about how she worded that question. That's because I'm really not giving a direct answer to it.
No, yeah, we could be, it's a new YouTube channel. We could for certain things, yeah, we say wait, and
I will not.
I would say this though, as far as raising kids, I think reading this, it makes me realize you got to be very intentional. Will my son have certain rights over his life? Of course, but certain things is like I just won't let him do or be a part of that's time wasters or that's not intentional. As far as the main thing I think about is going to school or college. Like, no, these are the degrees I will support. If you want to go ahead and study insect wings, you fine, you do that. But if it's like not STEM or something, whereas I know for sure,
right?
yeah, that you won't waste money. Like, dude, you got my blessings, but hopefully you get the scholarships to school to support what you want to do if you don't want to do something, because, getting intentional, with your kids to make sure they don't make certain mistakes that I did and direct them, guide them. So I did like playing video games growing up, man. I loved it. And my dad knew I loved it, but no, you're going to sit down and read these books and get into your studies. I know you want to do this, but you're going to
bouncing out.
Yeah, 100%. So yeah, exactly. So my son could like this, like these certain things, but these things, you will do or you will be a part of in this household, and that just comes with good parenting. Because if you love him, you don't want to see him hurt or stray, or I don't want to make the mistakes I made.
So they will end up turning out to be culture tolerant, and
respectful individuals,
because you put them around things for them to grow, not to depict what they will be, their sexual preference.
Right.
That'll come along later. You know what I'm saying? Some people say they know
trying
early.
to catch you in the angle too with the camera, because
turn
out. A lot going on.
I think you can't too much worry about what a sexual preference will be. If you just raise a good human being, they'll be who they're gonna be.
They can't see your face.
Where?
On this one.
Where?
Oh, there.
Yeah, I'm out here struggling.
You can lean on this side. What if I can lean on this side?
Sexually preference, what they gonna be, just raise them to be great. And then when those conversations happen, and you'll find out where they need to be, and also just be open to dialogue, and you know what I'm saying? And that's all I can say about that question, honestly, because
that was
to be cultured, to be tolerant, to be a respectful individual, you just got to place them in different atmospheres. And like how he said, speak on intention. You want to put them in the best places. So again, if they wanted to dance and go to school at Juilliard, it's so many dancers that have went there. It's so many different dance schools. There's so many ways to express yourself. There's nothing wrong with freedom of expression, but also you need to guide some of that expression.
Yeah.
Because you need to be like, okay, well, where are you getting this from? Okay, so what would you want to do with this? Question your child, follow up. You know what I'm saying? Just be in tune with them. So it's nothing wrong with that. And and then all the other stuff will fall into place.
Man, you know what? Brittany J. I mean, I appreciate you, Brittany J, for the questions today. You sure did hit us with a good old rigmarole right there.
Not a rigmarole.
Rigmarole. Anything else you need to say to the people before we get out of here?
Not at all.
Not all?
That
Okay,
was enough
man.
of being in my brain. I don't know. I don't even. Hopefully, I made make sense to you guys. Like it made sense in my brain. But yeah, I'm pretty much a chill.
That's it.
Oh yeah, I'm a chill.
Man, thank you for coming out, Randizzle. Oh man, chilling with the homie. And as always, do that thing, to do that thing. If you don't like it, don't like it. If you love it, say you like it. So, go take that subscribe button, take it out on a date real quick. You know what to do. Take that like button. When that like button come in with the date, you got two of them. Like that like button, subscribe to that subscribe button, hit the bell notifications. And you know what? Go in the comment section. Tell me how that date went. All right. Bye.
Thank you for watching the Sterling Experience. Hold up there. Before you leave, here's what I want you to do. You see that like button down there? I want you to take that like button out on a date. Don't just go to any old restaurant. Go to a real nice restaurant. Wine and dine that like button. Then take that like button home. That like button gonna enjoy the night. It's gonna enjoy the night so much that it's gonna call a friend. And that friend's name's gonna be Subscribe. When Subscribe comes over, you have a real fun night. And after you have a real fun night, I want you to tell me all about it in the comments section.